Hey, it's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hi, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what, you just got to have a limousine or just go, because that's New Orleans. And this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all New Orleans in the bar today, we're at the fabulous Wayfair on Ferret from Napoleon Avenue, where they serve Fray. This is a perfect summer drink.
Perfect.
It's a frozen cocktail made with dry rosé, vodka, Saint-Germain, Peychaud's syrup. And Ilana Obuchowski is sampling it right now. What would you say about frosé?
I would say it tastes very fresh, very bright and summery.
Hey, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Joshua Starkman is sitting across from me playing today's music.
Yep.
Joshua, welcome to Happy Hour.
Thank you.
I am so happy to meet you after all your Have a Great Day videos. Yep. And Ray Lopez is here as well. Ray, are you familiar with Joshua's Have a Great Day videos?
I am not, but I will be shortly.
You got to see what goes on. If you go to Facebook, I suppose.
Instagram, too.
And Instagram.
Joshua Starkman.
And look for Joshua Starkman, or just Google Have a Great Day.
Yeah.
Anywhere on the internet, and you'll find it. Okay, so here's the story. Happy Hour today is brought to us by Nola Pens. Would anyone like to take a look at my pen?
Yes.
Take a look at that. Please try that out. It's the only pen made, not this one itself, but these Nola pens are the only pens made from a fallen Audubon Park live oak. What do you think, Ray?
That's a nice pen.
Wow.
Thanks.
Very nice pen.
Yeah.
Big wow.
Try that. Oh, Josh, you have to keep playing.
Yeah, can't do it. Sorry.
Actually, you can stop playing whenever you feel like it, but you can keep
I
going
can
as well.
gingerly rub the pen against you so you can feel what it feels like while you
massage
play.
tool.
It's nice.
How does it feel? Seriously.
Multifaceted
Feels amazing.
pen.
It's made from a fallen Audubon Park live oak.
It's very hefty.
It's a one-of-a-kind, expertly
Good.
crafted, limited edition writing instrument only available at nolapens.com. It is beautiful, isn't it?
It's, yeah,
Seriously.
It's nice. Feels great in your hand.
Did you have any lingerie on today?
I do not, but thank you so
You
much
could
for
get some.
asking.
Just check it. You can get some at Basics. Basics is on Magazine Street near
He's not a
Jefferson
pervert, sorry.
Avenue. Basics underneath sells fine lingerie, and Basics Swimming Gym has a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout, and yoga clothes with style. And Namaste Couture makes one-of-a-kind gemstone jewelry, soulful-inspired clothes, and heart-fueled intentions designed by April Love, and including this soap that's sitting on the table in front of us.
Wow.
And I happened to use a bar of the soap this morning in the shower.
And?
Called Activated Charcoal. How do I look? Seriously, Ray?
Fantastic.
Thank you very much. I'm activated.
You look very activated.
You're ready.
I thought you looked more like charcoal.
Really? You think, has it turned me a different color? I was white when I started this morning. How do I look?
You look like you're going to face the day.
All right. So anyway, this stuff is our take on the traditional African shea soap. Is that how you spell it? Pronounce it? It's made from oak moss and aloe. It's got light floral undertones and contains activated charcoal.
Wow.
Pretty cool, eh? Anyway, that Namaste Couture, if you go to namastecouture.com, you'll save 20% on all jewelry by putting the words Happy Hour on the coupon code. And thank you, too, to the Positive Vibrations Foundation, who create and encourage community through the development and preservation of the arts, music, culture, and heritage. And finally, before we start today's show for real, if you'd like to be a member of our Patreon family, go to patreon.com and search for It's New Orleans Happy Hour. And you, too, for as little as $1 a month, could be a member of our Patreon family and get free stuff. Thank you. So, Joshua, what do you call that song you're playing there?
It's just a very typical like chord progression. It could be a number of songs.
What is it? What are the chords?
You know, like it's 1 to 4. I'm in D, the key of D, so this is D7 or D9, and this is a G7 chord, right?
Okay.
And you can hear these songs like "Down in the Tram, just me and my baby," like that song,
Okay.
or there's a song that the Grateful Dead does. I think it's called "Turn Your Love Light On." Something like that.
Well, they all sound exactly the same. So
Exactly. And it's just
they're all like this.
there's only 12 notes, right? So, think of the mathematical possibilities, but it kind of runs out.
Well, 12 monkeys will eventually write the works of Shakespeare, so eventually, I guess 12 notes will eventually just recreate every song in the universe.
Exactly. If you're a numerologist,
Right.
the possibilities are endless.
So this is what you do for a living, is you play the guitar.
Indeed.
And you're in a band called Nebula Rosa.
I am.
With our friend George Elizondo.
Yeah,
who's
you know
been,
George?
Yeah, he's been on the show a couple of
Lovely.
times. He's great. But you're not making a living out of doing that, assumedly, right?
Right now, we're investing any money we make in that band back into the band.
Rather than buying groceries.
Yeah, well, I buy groceries through playing more local gigs and things like that.
Okay.
I play with wedding bands or hotels, things like that.
Is that what you do to make a living?
I guess if you want to talk about what makes the most money if your band isn't profitizing yet, like individually per person. Yeah, like in New Orleans, you have to play on Frenchmen Street, or you play at a wedding, or you'll play a private event. But since I've been doing this thing online, the social media thing, I've been getting hired for more private things.
Because of that can't be making you any money. But just to describe what this is, like if you haven't seen Josh's stuff online, which I can't imagine you haven't actually seen this, but what he does is, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but he just teams up with all kinds of great people, including our very own Andrew Duhon.
Yeah, he's been on a couple
all
times.
All kinds of people, great New Orleans musicians. They come on with Joshua and they're on camera and they do a song.
We do almost like a little skit.
Yeah.
And I use it for a bunch of different things. It's always about having fun and just being with another person playing music. A lot of times I meet a person for the first time, and then we pick a song and we play it. Also, other times I'll promote a show or promote someone's album or single release or whatever it is. And I think it's just good all around for not only myself, but everyone involved. It's kind of a communal effort in ways, with a positive message.
How do you convince all these people to do it with you? Because
relentless connecting or networking.
Is
just
that what
like
it is?
hitting them up until they want to do it or have time to do it. Really, most of the time people are down to do it because it's fun. I like
everybody seems to be loving them, having a great time. The last one I remember, not the last one I remember, because you do them like every day. Right?
I do about 5 a week.
Well, it's almost every day. So you have the weekends off.
It's like sort of. I don't know. There's no weekends when you're a musician, really.
Really?
Yeah.
But the last one that was topical was the day there was yet another boil water thing.
Advisory, yeah.
There's a boil water advisory from about every time you woke up in the morning, and then 5 minutes later, there it is.
Yeah.
There's a boil water advisory song.
That video's been around for like 8 months. It exists from a couple times back, actually.
So you can reuse the boil water.
Yeah, you just find the post and then you share it again. Like, oh, it happened again. Perfect. And then it gets more views. More people laugh about it. It raises an awareness in some way.
Well, that is wild.
It's a much larger issue than I think I can really speak about. But we need clean water all the time, not like 90% of the time.
Right. Wait till you hear what
serious
these
about
other
that.
guys do. Ilana Obuchowski is the city commissioner. First of all, how about that? City commissioner.
It's a very fancy title.
It sounds like some really serious business type or government position.
Indeed.
But actually, the company that you're city commissioner for is a company called Nola Fray, which plays games.
Yeah.
So you're the commissioner of games.
I am the commissioner of games, and my job is to make fun possible all around New Orleans.
This is a whole fun
I'm so
thing.
happy I've met you. Can I shake your hand?
Oh, of course.
You're the commissioner of fun?
I am the commissioner of fun.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
So
the fun facilitator,
What a
if you
historic
will.
moment.
That's what you do? You say that as well?
Sometimes I'm a smile inducer. That's what
that's a
people
good
say.
one.
Yeah.
The alliteration is lacking, but I still appreciate the sentiment.
Fun facilitator has better alliteration. Did you come up with that, or is that
We
part
can
of the
brainstorm
job?
for more alliteration.
I came up with that when I was hanging out with friends, and it was, I think, every night of the week for like probably actually a whole week. I planned activities. So it was, we went to a comedy show over at Pearl Wine. It was an improv show, and then we had game night at a friend's house where we played that fishbowl game where everyone puts in like a character or a famous person, and then the first,
Or your keys, right?
Or your keys, yeah. That's a different part.
This is actually
That was later in
reference.
the week. We had to work our way up to that one. No, and then you pull them out in the first round. It's like taboo, so you can like say whatever you want, but not what's on the page. And then the second one is charades. You like put them all back in, and then you play charades with everything. And then the last one, you can only say one word out loud to get everyone to guess what everything is.
I like this.
We
a
used to
good
call
game.
it celebrity.
Celebrity, we call it fishbowl. Yeah.
Were you in drama camp growing up by chance?
I was not in drama camp, but I
drama
was a
something?
summer camp counselor for a long time. Yeah.
I did that as well.
You
Something
can
about
find
that.
like a paper clip and a ping pong ball and like lint fuzz from your pocket, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you have like a ridiculous game
Yeah.
that like
Here's a
17
game.
people are playing. Yeah.
What summer
amazing.
camp were you a counselor at?
I went to a number of camps, but the one I went to and worked at the longest is Mattaponi. It's an all-girls camp up in Maine.
How do you spell that?
Mataponi.
Mattaponi. Have you ever heard of that? Ray, where did you come from?
I came from Jersey.
Jersey.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, Ray is the opposite of the fun guy.
Good. We need some
The
contrast.
total opposite. Although, I'll tell you what it's
So
like.
you made him
Fun.
sit in that
It's
seat?
just like
I'll
a
tell you what
special
you-
brand of fun.
I'll tell you.
Sitting here, it's like, no.
We met Ray because, Ray, your wife, Kimberly Kay, was on the show here.
Yes.
And this is how she described you. She wrote us an email and said, Ray's a cuddly and kind guy who just so happens to teach murder tactics to the people of New Orleans.
I do.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
He teaches-
Literally.
Yes.
Like, this is how you murder someone.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like if you want to learn how to like properly strangle somebody or, you know.
Self-defense.
Yeah, of
right?
course, always,
Yeah.
always.
Well, that's
Yeah,
different
we
if it's
teach.
self-defense. I thought it was just random.
No. Usually the people that come to us are like the victims of the random,
Of
you know,
course.
acts of violence, and they're like, I don't want that to happen again.
Right.
So,
and like,
you know,
do you feel like it also adds, like, those are traumatic events that happen? I've been
Super
mugged before
traumatic.
at gunpoint, right? So
You've
when
been
someone
what?
comes, I've been mugged at gunpoint
At
before.
gunpoint?
Yeah, in New Orleans, it happens from time to time.
Okay.
And
From
I'm
time to
sure,
time.
I'm sure there's many people that come to you perhaps with that situation or some.
I would say probably over 50%
Wow.
of our members have been a victim of some type of traumatic experience.
Well, let's
whether
tell
it
people
was-
what you do, because this is
Yeah.
even
It's almost
crazier.
like a therapist.
It is kind of therapy.
Ray's a professional MMA fighter,
Wow.
mixed martial art fighter. That's what he does.
Yeah.
So don't start any shit here.
I mean, I've never been in a fight in my life. I'm happy.
It's
here.
not a good day to start.
Someone needs to fight, you know.
So
Yeah.
that's what you really do. You're a professional mixed martial arts. Are you the only professional MMA fighter in New Orleans?
No, there's a lot of us.
Really?
There's a lot of
Guys
us.
who are
We have
making
a,
a
we have a
living.
great talent pool down here, actually. Like, the scene down here has gotten really, really big. We have a couple really great promotions. The promotion I fight for is run by Tim Creeder and Joe Ancona. It's Bayou Fighting Championships. So they merged a couple of promotions together, and they do great work. They treat their fighters really, really well. They get a lot of local exposure.
What is the definition of being treated really well if you're an MMA fighter?
They make sure that, you know,
You get so-
the facilities are, you know, taken care of, and you're fighting in a safe environment. The cage is taken care of. They're making sure that, you
Well,
know,
what does
there's
that mean?
doctors on staff that are
Okay.
structurally sound. Like, you know, some of these promotions, they just throw any rickety cage together. There's not the proper, you know, staff. They're not going through the right channels and making sure all the fighters are having their medicals done, and, you know, they're making sure the matchups are fair and safe for everybody, and, you know.
So there's a lot to unpack here. Just go back one step. So the cage itself, there's different types of cages if you're
There are different types of
trapped
cages.
in a cage with someone who's trying to kill you.
Yes.
And what's the sort of a definition of a bad cage? What would you go in and go, oh my God, I don't want
You
to get in a fight with a dude in this cage.
You can feel like the floor sink and it's uneven. Like when you lean against the wall, you can feel it kind of like lean in. Like a lot of time, you want the fence to like not have a lot of give. Like
so you
sometimes
can
lean
smash a
into
guy's
fence.
head into it, or
Well,
what
it's like
difference?
if you need to lean against it, you want to be able to like use it.
Okay.
You know, you want it to be as close to a wall with like a little bit of give as possible, as opposed to like something kind of mushy that you sink into when somebody like runs you into it.
Okay, so the cage is made of wire, right? Like
Yeah, it's like fencing. It's
Fencing.
like laminated fencing. Like
Is
got
it
like a plastic
Undertaker
coating.
versus Kane in
No,
2000?
because it's open. Because it's open on top.
Oh.
Yeah, it's open on top. So it's not like Hell in a Cell where they like drop
not
it on top of you.
WWE, yeah.
I mean, that would be awesome.
Pretty sick.
That would
Yeah.
be
How
awesome.
tall-
Do you
how
have chairs
tall-
or
you can't. You're not smacking people with chairs like.
No
No,
chairs,
It
unfortunately.
doesn't fit through the cage.
I was just kidding.
No chairs,
So
unfortunately.
what in the cage is just you and another person
And the referee.
and the referee? There's
Yes.
3 people in there.
3 people in the cage.
How big is this cage actually?
It depends. There's different sizes. Like some, I think there's like as small as 18 feet. They go up to 25 feet. They go up to I think like 30 feet.
What's
I
your
think, really
favorite
big.
size for a cage?
I'm smaller, so I don't mind. I fight in the smallest weight class. I fight at 125, so like I have room no matter what.
So it's weight. It goes by weight.
Yes, goes by weight.
And is somebody's weight correspondent to their strength necessarily?
Usually, like, well, we all cut weight, unfortunately. Like, it's just like part of the game. So like I walk around, like right now I weigh like 145 pounds.
Yeah, but
and
I weigh more than that, but none of it's muscle. Yours is all muscle.
I
So
try to
does
keep
it-
it. I try to keep it as much muscle as I can.
Yeah, but I mean, why does it matter how much you weigh? Because I weigh the same as you, but I couldn't do anything. You could kill me in 5 seconds.
Well, when you start to
He's trying to
add,
kill you in
when you
5
start to add like the skills being similar, you know, then the size and the weight starts to make a difference.
Okay.
So like if somebody's got like similar like striking ability to you, and they're 4 inches, 5 inches taller than you, and they have like a 70-inch reach, and you have like a 64-inch reach, you're going to be at like a serious
So that does make a
disadvantage.
big difference.
Is
Yeah,
there
yeah.
gambling based around MMA, like in Las Vegas?
Yes.
People keep books.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, so all
big
those
time.
stats are like huge on speculating. and
Big
the odds
time,
and
big
everything,
time,
yeah.
big time. Yeah,
Are
yeah.
people betting on you?
No, not that I know of.
That's like the big time, guys.
Yeah,
right?
that's the big time.
But you're
yeah.
a professional, so who's paying you?
The
Promoters.
promotion pays us.
So you get paid like a set amount to fight, or do you get paid more if you win, or both?
It depends. So you can get paid like a flat rate, or you can get paid what's called like on a win show basis. So like say that like your win show basis is 500. That means that you get $500 to make weight and show up on fight night. And if you win, you get the other $500.
Okay.
So, but
And
if
is
you
that-
lose, you just get that
You
$500.
get $500
Yeah,
to
you get
appear. You actually get
$500.
appearance money. And is that $500 a sort of an accurate figure, or are you just using that as a random number?
It depends. It depends on skill level. It depends on experience level coming from amateur. It depends on like
but
what kind of
but would
fan
you expect
base.
to get 500, or you wouldn't get in the cage for 500? It would be 5,000, or
Because of professional courtesies to my promotion, can't
you
talk
won't
about
say.
my salary.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Because I might do it for $500.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Ilona?
It depends on who I'm facing.
Let's just say there's people who do it for a lot less.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's just say there's people who do it for a lot
Wow.
less.
It's
Really?
like amateur MMA night.
Not even amateur. Amateur, you don't get paid. Amateur,
Wow.
you're just getting in there for the experience.
Just
of
Well,
slap
it.
and you're
Yeah.
probably
Yeah. Crap
paying
at it.
other people to like teach you how to not suck as bad. To
Yeah,
hopefully
you
not
know,
get
you're
beat
in
up
there,
for free.
you're in there
So-
getting experience and everything like that, and you're in there learning.
Are you not
because-
kidding about this? You can be a non-paid, non-professional MMA fighter and get in the cage with somebody and just smack
Yeah.
the shit out of them?
Yeah. I mean, most likely you're probably going to get smacked.
Well, who knows though?
Yeah.
But,
Because who knows if some other weakling is in there and I
You
could.
pay to get the crap beaten out of you. essentially.
That's
Some people might be into that.
But you and I
That's
could do it,
essentially
Josh.
what
Like
it
a couple of, you know.
yeah.
That's so
think
you
about
want to
skinny-
pick your
crap beating.
opponent.
You
Yeah,
should.
skinny weaklings who
should
could really
come-
go at it.
You should come to my gym on North Broad
Exactly.
Street.
Okay, so
Nola
yeah.
MMA.
Nola MMA.
Look at that segue.
I'm gonna go there.
Nice. Okay, Nola
that.
At least I have
MMA.
a chance to not have the crap beaten out of me.
So you're teaching people how to do this.
Yeah, I'm teaching people how to do
Okay,
this.
so let's go back a step then. All right, so someone comes to you because they were mugged at gunpoint. So,
Yes.
Josh, tell us what happened. How did you get mugged at
I
gunpoint?
was in a party actually that George was at. You mentioned George
George
Elizondo. We were
Elizondo,
at a
yeah.
house party off of Leon C. Simon by UNO. And this guy, it was like 4 in the morning, but there were a ton of people there partying. And I think he didn't estimate that. He underestimated it. And he mugged the guys at the door who were smoking cigarettes and came up because he was upstairs. And then he had a gun. He was like, throw everything in the middle, your wallets, your cell phones, your...
Wow.
Yeah. But there were so many people there, and people started standing up that he actually, like, was crowded out of the room through the back door. And he got out, and then the cops came like 4 hours later. Yeah.
I
In
thought you were
natural
going to say
fashion.
minutes. I was like,
Yeah, I thought it was going to be really
No.
speedy.
I thought it was
yeah.
going to be really speedy. I was like,
It's not a surprising scenario.
That's
it's
the
like
real
a believable.
twist.
Yeah. Here's the twist. They took 4 hours to get there. Well, I don't know. Is NOPD still understaffed?
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I assume.
they don't want to do anything. They don't like to go in and, you know,
Too much paperwork.
step into it. Have you thought about being a cop, Ray?
Oh, no.
No way.
No, good on that.
Good on that. All
It's a
right.
very,
Okay.
like, yeah.
So this guy went upstairs thinking that there was no one up there, and then was surprised to find that
Yeah, he
at
had a
4 in the
gun. He
morning
was
it
like holding it at
Right.
us, and people were like, you know, my God. People were freaking out, of course. But he looked like he was like out of it, like on something, or I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's even more scary.
Yeah.
So, Ray, what are you supposed to do if somebody approaches you with a gun?
You're not supposed to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely not
I
supposed to.
thought
like,
you were
yeah,
training people how to.
No. That's
Fuck people up.
that's movie shit.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
self-defense,
Yeah,
right? And,
that's
like,
movie shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do? You just do whatever he says. The guy with a
Yeah,
gun.
you do whatever he says.
All right.
You do it. There's certain situations where like you just have to be smart, and you know, if somebody sticks a gun in your face, no one's like Bruce Lee for real.
Right.
You know,
They
so
usually don't want to kill you. They just want your shit.
they usually
Right.
don't. Like it's different when you get grabbed and somebody's like trying to stab you, or
Right.
somebody's actively trying to hit you with something, or if somebody is like running at you with a gun saying I'm going to shoot you, like at that point it's like okay, I have to do something. But
If somebody's running at you with a gun saying, I'm going to shoot
You
you,
know what
that's
I
different
mean?
from someone standing still with a gun pointing it at you.
Well,
Why
a
are those?
stick-up is a little bit
a
different.
stick up
of a
is a little bit
situation.
different of a situation because you can theoretically walk away from that. Like I don't think that person.
I see.
If that person wanted to kill you, they would have killed you and just taken your
Yeah.
stuff, as opposed to being like, I don't want to kill you, but I'm using this in a threatening manner.
Yeah.
Give me your stuff is totally different than somebody like, no matter what you do, I'm going to kill you. Like,
That's more like somebody you know who you've done something bad to.
I mean, or there's just
A
crazy crazy
random
people in this
murderous
world these
person.
days. Yeah.
At all days, it's humans, you know.
I'm gonna be way more like
Okay, but
apt to think somebody random's
To
gonna
this
do
guy's
something.
credit that mugged me and probably a group of 20 or 30 people, he got like 3 cell phones and about like $70. And maybe someone's wallet.
Quite a party.
Yeah,
That's
there
not-
was a lot of people and he wasn't very good at what he did. If I had to rate his performance, not very good.
How many?
Sounds about a 3.
Yeah.
3 out of 5
He kind of
stars.
freaked out a little
I'm
thought it
thinking
was a
3
3
out of
out of
10.
Okay, correction.
if you want a career in mugging people, you gotta like
Really up your
do
game.
it well. You know what I mean?
Well, that must
I mean,
be a
if
pretty-
you want
in
it,
that.
look,
You're gonna
this
do
is
something.
the unfortunate thing. If you want to learn how to bug people, like learn how to not get mugged, that's like the first thing you have to do,
Right.
kind of reverse engineer it. So
Right.
It's not like all
Also
superhero
knowing-
movies.
exactly.
Yeah. Knowing where you are in New Orleans, but sometimes they just come to your house, so that's that.
Well, yeah. Where do you live, Ilona? What part of the city?
Actually, around the corner from here, I walked.
You
over
walked from
this
Wayfair,
way.
so you live
I
around here.
did.
Where
I
did you
do.
move here from?
I grew up in Baltimore originally, but I moved most recently from Williamsburg, Virginia, where they dress up like it's the 1600s.
Colonial
Yes,
Williamsburg.
correct.
Yes.
Yep,
Really? Were you
indeed.
like part of the reenactment? Troop?
I would like to tell you that I like moonlighted as a
Just
butter
lie.
churner, but that's
A butter
yeah,
churner.
I did
Butter
not
churner,
do
yeah.
that.
That's in one of those places. Like, see, we have
Yeah,
that here. We
I
have
mean,
the.
it's the with the big bear
Yeah.
thing.
It's like what the
and-
Amish do.
It was Busch Gardens.
Correct. Yes, Busch
Yeah,
Gardens
You've
was
been
there.
to
I
Busch
had
Gardens?
a membership.
Oh, of course. I
It was
grew up in
good.
Jersey. It's like a
Yeah.
5-hour
All
drive.
in
You
the
had to
same
go to
spot.
Busch Gardens
It's
when
worth
you
it,
were
though.
a kid. Yeah,
It's worth
school
the
trips
5
and
hours.
stuff like that. We'd go
So-
out there.
Yeah, I was born in New Jersey. My parents drove
Where?
us down Livingston.
Oh,
like,
nice.
North Jersey.
Okay. Nice. I was born in Central Jersey.
Okay, that's like the
Yeah.
part everyone forgets about.
Yeah, you know, we tried.
You're like
tried.
not close enough to New York or Philadelphia.
No, we're
so
like-
it's just like it's as if there's a whole.
We're a real place. We're real people with
Central
real people.
Jersey.
Ain't that America?
And everybody's like, "Oh, Jersey Shore," and I'm like, "No,
No.
they were visiting
Is that the part with
Jersey
horses?
Shore."
Is that the part with horses?
Yes.
Central Jersey?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Princeton?
Freehold Raceway.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Somewhat
where they have like
familiar.
the buggy races and stuff
Okay.
like that. And
My
we grew up
dad's
like
from
10
Long
minutes
Island,
away from
so,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
Your dad's from Long Island.
Yeah. So New Yorker family. I'm from Miami originally. actually.
You grew up in Miami?
Yeah. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get down here?
Up here.
Up here. Oh, yeah, right.
Over here. Over here.
Good
Here,
point.
I went to Florida State University, which is parallel to here.
Where is that in
Tallahassee, down
right.
I-10, and then I came here for my master's at UNO. I've been here since 2010.
Ah, so you came here to study music.
Yep. I
Okay.
studied with like Steve Mazakowski, Brian
Right.
Seeger for my master's. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're two great guitar players.
Yeah.
We haven't had either of those guys on the show, actually. Come to
Oh,
think
you
of it.
should get him.
Should get him,
Brian's
definitely.
really funny. Steve's really funny too.
Yeah, they are good guys. Okay, what do you guys think about the smell of the soap?
So I would say
Can
for
you-
me it ebbs and flows of like sometimes I can definitely smell that it's there and other times I'm immune.
I find that it's just overwhelming me and it makes me feel like I'm going to throw up.
I want so badly to be able to smell the soap.
Is that a
Ray, I'm
selling
really
point?
sorry you can't smell
I
it.
can't smell anything.
You've had your
This
nose
one
broken
smells-
too many times.
It smells
I will
spa-like.
die in a
It's
gas
the
leak.
spirit body bar.
So can you smell anything?
I can smell something if it's like very close and if it's like very like strong.
Right.
And if it's so when it's humid, my nose like really doesn't work. But if it's like cool, dry air, I can smell like a lot better.
So you're in the wrong place for smelling stuff living in New Orleans. You're never going to smell
no.
anything ever again.
Or maybe it works to his advantage because it smells like
Yeah, well, there is
crap
that.
everywhere.
That's what I
Not
hear, and I'm like,
But then
y'all
there's,
are
like,
being
the good stuff,
dramatic.
like
it's
crawfish
actually not
boils.
bad. I smell.
advantage.
When
I
was the
smell
last?
the jasmine, and they're like,
Well, that's great.
well,
Yeah.
that's nice.
that is
like,
strong.
No, it's overwhelming, and it's too strong. I'm like, I think it's
I'm
lovely.
talking about literal shit and garbage.
Just like walking through the streets, just like a
Yeah.
normal every
It
day.
happens. You
The
can
wind
make-
blows
yeah.
too strong and it like hasn't rained in a while,
I
and
can
the gutters
smell
are
Bourbon
like,
Street.
You can.
I
okay.
can smell
yeah.
Bourbon
Alright,
Street,
well.
which
So
speaks to-
overwhelming. It speaks to
It
you.
speaks to how powerful.
That's got a taste, actually. So
It's like a miasma. Is that what they call that?
Miasma.
My-
When
Miasma.
it's like a bunch of
Is that an
smells
app
coming
about
together.
I don't know. Is that a word? Miasma.
It is.
I thought that was what you had if you
This
couldn't
is why
breathe.
That's what I
properly.
thought too.
This is why
thought it was
defense
your
is
asthma.
important if you're going
Exactly.
to be a cage fighter, so you can have a good vocabulary.
Hell yeah.
Right.
So you
Yes.
can trash
So
talk
you-
articulate.
That's
How,
right.
how is your brain function? Are you,
It's
are you
actually,
worried about?
no, I actually went and got like all my levels checked and everything.
What does
Because,
that mean exactly?
You can get like your thyroid checked, and there's certain like
the like
Adrenal
baseline
blood
concussion
panels that
testing
you can
and
do
everything.
and baseline concussion testing that they
Is
say
there?
that you should start to do like at 35 anyway, and as a fighter, you're supposed to do it like every couple years. So when I went to the doctor and I was doing my medicals, and he found out that I'm 37 and still fighting, he was like, "We're doing all the testing on you." So he did all the testing.
Okay,
like,
so hey, wait up. So what is the test?
Okay?
What is the test to tell if you still have good brain function?
They
Let's
check
do it.
your thyroid to make sure that your like thyroid levels are good, because like part of brain function going away is like your thyroid levels get like
Okay, so
really,
there's a
really
chemical,
jacked up.
there's an actual chemical
There's an actual,
measure
like,
of whether you're losing it
chemical
mentally.
imbalance. They check my reflexes and stuff like that.
Right.
They check your eyesight. You know.
Do
make
they
sure
ask
that-
you a series of questions like who's the president? Or
Not really.
You don't
No,
have
I
to
don't
say
mean that one. That's a bad one to start.
He can kind of like they kind of more articulate it through normal conversation, because you start to catch the looping and the repeating and like what we call mush mouth, like when you hear boxers and they kind of down like this, because
Mike
you
Tyson.
you lose the your tongue is like a major muscle, and you lose control of that muscle when you get hit in the head a lot.
Oh, that makes sense.
So
It just gives up.
Your tongue is
It's
what
a bit
really
late by
articulates
then, though, right?
your language. There are actually like now there's therapies that they're finding that they can do. Like there's this like magnetic therapy that you can like go in this machine, they put your head in between this magnet, and they can start to kind of clear the accumulation of white matter on your brain and all
You can
this
have
kind
like
of.
you can have like an MRI for your brain to clear it up.
It's like
Like a
they
brain
put
machine?
like a certain frequency, like they use it for depression as well. Like if people are really
Yeah, right.
depressed
I
and
have
they're
heard of
trying to
that.
get rid of like certain, it's called TMI. What is it called?
But not too much information.
It can't be called that.
Something.
C-Rock will tell us what it is. There's an actual because you remember Dr. Nick Pajic, who we had on the show. He does that. He told us.
Yeah.
And so you can go to the doctor, you can go to him actually, and he'll zap your brain with this thing and it makes you feel
There's
better.
like 2 or 3 places in the country that are starting to use it for
Yeah.
head trauma now.
Okay.
So they're like finding that it has like applications to that. So
C-Rock, do you know anything about this?
Transcranial magnetic stimulation.
TMS, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
there you go,
I love that
TMS.
he has a mic, by the way. I didn't realize
Ah,
that.
yes.
Transcranial
Yeah, I think
C-Rock
magnetic
knows everything.
stimulation.
Super clutch. It's like Baba Booey.
That's it. That's it.
C-Rock knows everything. If anything you need to know, you can just ask him. Is there anything you'd like to know,
amazing.
Ray? What would you like to know? Anything you've been wondering about today? You know, some days you wonder
Oh
things.
man, there's so many things. Now you put me on the
Yeah.
spot.
Well,
huh?
when it comes up next, just
Man.
say C-Rock, and you just ask him any question, and he can find
It's
out.
like
the answer.
Siri.
That's
He's like
Seen
Siri.
that too.
That's close.
I
Yes.
like to think I'm more like Zoltar.
There we go. A big reference. Tom Hanks.
Wow.
Thank you.
Much better.
They also
So-
exist in the real world.
What is
Yeah.
Tom Hanks' next movie, Zoltar?
Ooh.
That's a good
Allow
question.
me to calculate.
He's going to
Okay, have a look at that.
Siri
Drop
now,
the
right?
reference.
Ilana, so what do you do on a daily basis at the Fun Factory?
At the Fun Factory, actually a lot of not fun behind the scenes things. Counting and sorting T-shirts, ordering softballs.
Did you bring us T-shirts?
I did not. I didn't know that was part of the gig.
It wasn't, but I just thought maybe.
Well, I live right around the corner, so if you just wait long enough, have another drink,
Come
I'll
back
just come
with
right
the
back.
T-shirts.
Yeah, roll the
shirts
tape.
all the way. I'll
What
take everybody out in
what do
Nola
the
Fray gear.
T-shirts say on them?
Nola Fray, very big. It's nice guerrilla marketing for us.
Nola Fray, and it's spelled F-R-A-Y.
Correct.
Because I found that confusing when I saw this information. Why is it called that?
There's a variety of stories based on who you ask. The story
Okay.
that I was told was that our CEO and founder was watching Game of Thrones, which is very on brand in the times that we're in. And he saw that there was like a big fight happening and everyone was in the fray, and it was about being in the mix and being in the middle of things, and our goal is to try and be like the hub or the center of what's happening
That's
to
what I
connect you
immediately
with
got
stuff.
from the name.
Yeah.
Did you know there's also a family in Game of Thrones called the Freys?
Yes.
They're
Did not.
terrible.
I don't watch
Yeah.
the show. I
Wow.
feel like that's a really big admission on Facebook Live, but I,
I
actually
mean,
don't,
wow, that's a
don't watch Game of
huge
Thrones.
admission.
I know. I do
There's-
watch Grey's
yeah.
Anatomy, which is also a big admission.
It's part of
but-
the super
We're
consciousness
all
stuff.
You
family.
do
here
watch
now,
Grey's Anatomy, and you don't watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
I know.
We're going to come back and talk about that in just a
Great.
minute. But first of all, we're going to take a very, very quick break, and we're going to be right back after this. Okay, we're right back. It's after this already. We're talking with Ilana Obuchowski from Nola Fray, Joshua Starkman from Have a Great Day.
Have a great day.
That's how you say it.
That's how I say it. Or varying portions of my timbre. Have a great day. You can say it like
That's
that.
it.
Yeah,
That's
the
how I've
high-pitched
heard.
one. Yeah.
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 That is the best one with this giant smile. And you
have a great day.
And you have a T-shirt that says that
I do.
as well.
I didn't bring my T-shirt. You should have told me.
Well, I
We
didn't
could have
think of it.
swapped.
Oh man,
Because should have bring
autographed
T-shirts.
them and everything.
And Ray Lopez, who's a
But he's the
professional
professional.
MMA fighter, is here as well. And Ray, you have a T-shirt from your place, right? Nola MMA T-shirt.
I do, but I also did not bring.
Okay, but
T-shirt.
everyone's
Swapped.
got a promotional T-shirt.
Yeah,
there.
everyone's got a
T-shirt.
promo
Okay.
shirt.
So
Should be on my
maybe
show. They could be fighting people on my show.
The
I'd
thing
love
is,
that.
you have to come to one of our events to get one of the T-shirts.
Okay.
Exclusive.
You
Ours
can't.
is way less exclusive. You just have to
How do I
ask-
get one
ask
of you?
nice
Yours
enough.
is just free.
I could
Fray.
get with like koozies and a pen.
Okay,
we
so
talked about pens earlier. Mine's less nice.
This pen is awesome from
the
NolaPens.com.
pen is, this
Okay,
is
so
like
go
wooden
back.
and feels
go-
like
so-
historic.
So go back to the name Nola Fray. So the name comes from Game of Thrones, which is absolutely bizarre for a start. And so what it does, though, Nola Fray, is organizes people into leagues and teams to compete against each other just for the hell of it, right?
Yeah,
And
indeed.
so
What games?
I was looking at it online. Yeah, okay, go
Okay.
through some
A
of the stuff you
treasure
do.
hunt?
I would love to do a treasure hunt.
Disc
we do not do disc golf, but I do play a lot of ultimate. Our backbone really is softball and kickball, and so we run leagues in various parts of town, and people can sign up with their friends or with a small group or as a free agent is what we call signing up as an individual, and we'll place you with a team, and you've got a variety of nights of the week, whatever kind of works for you. But we do games at the field, and then we've got happy hour deals with some bar partners. Mid-City Yacht Club, Grits Bar, and Chop Yard is the places you can find us.
Nice.
And what are we doing at the Chop Yard and Grits Bar and Mid-City Yacht Club? Are we drinking?
Drinking is not what we're-
So
we're
you're
all here for.
organizing.
Drinking games across the city.
Is that right? You're organizing drinking games?
I'm not organizing drinking games,
legal.
but I am organizing the social aspect. So for us, it's not just about playing and competing, but it's really about building community. And much like you have found, New Orleans tends to do that around alcohol, for better or worse. So
Okay, so
we try
you've
to
got
promote that.
okay. So this is
Hydration, hopefully, you promote
Yes,
as well.
correct. Yep.
this is principally a sports league
Mm-hmm.
that is organized around drinking.
Yes, correct. You read our website and you're right on target.
I think most adult sport leagues are built around drinking.
Is that right? Everywhere.
I would think so. We
Yeah.
had this in New York when I was like
Yeah.
in a different life, living my like corporate life in New York.
What did you do when you were in corporate America?
I was let me see if I can remember. I was the senior global visual merchandiser for Haddad Brands, and we did Levi's, Nike, Jordan, and Converse. So I did like all their showrooms and like graphic
Is your business
design.
card like a
and
full sentence? Like I feel like you
yeah,
just
it was
said
like
a lot
no,
of
the
words.
type was just really small. It was,
Did
like,
you beat anyone
really,
up?
Really small. No.
Was this
I
before
didn't
you
Did
were
you go
beating
to
up
meetings
people?
and think,
So
I'd like to
I,
fucking
like-
kill these
I
idiots?
just feel like
like-
you would like Hulk out of your suit.
No, I grew up wrestling, and I had scholarships to wrestle in college, and I walked away from it, and I didn't do anything for 10 years, and I went to school for graphic design, and like picked a school that did not even have like a wrestling team, and then I
What
like
school was that?
Kane University
Kane.
in Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a really small school. They had like a really good art program.
Nice.
And then I lived in.
Did you wrestle
worked
people for
in-
fun? Excuse me. Spitting
Not
on-
really.
Yeah.
Like I just
You go out in
told-
the street and just wrestle people?
I just like didn't even want to do it anymore. Like I was just like I'm eating everything. I'm partying
Right.
super hard,
Right.
and I lived in New York and like did the whole work hard, play hard, and I was just like.
Did you live in Manhattan?
Yeah, I lived in, I lived
like
in the
Upper
Lower
East
East Side.
Side?
No, I lived in the Lower East Side. I lived
okay,
on
yeah.
First and First, man. I lived the Nexus of the Universe.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. I lived above this awesome bar, 1-in-1. Like the owner's like this really awesome dude, Paul and Terry.
So you can't enjoy life and be a fighter? Is that what you're saying?
No, you totally can. Like, you can't, like, both of them require, like, everything.
Well,
Like,
did you find that you were being spiritually fed?
no,
do
I
we-
was
well,
being
there's it.
spiritually starved in
That's
New
it,
York.
yeah,
Like, I felt
exactly.
like my art wasn't for me anymore.
Or connected to
Like,
people?
I was not taking care of myself, like, physically or, like, emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was drinking constantly. I was
Yeah.
eating like shit. Like, I was working and then partying, working and then partying.
Right.
And then I started training again and doing jujitsu again at 29.
Wow.
And, just started getting into it. I wound up losing like 45
You're
pounds.
healthier
and,
here
like,
in New Orleans.
I am healthier
Ironic.
in New Orleans than I.
So
You
it's
know
like
what?
a different success story.
Well, the thing is,
Trent
like,
Reznor's
it's
the same way.
I think New Orleans is like
Seriously.
really misunderstood as far as that, because in New York, wherever you went, every third address was a bar.
Yeah.
No matter where you went in New York.
Yeah, there are a lot of bars.
Where in New Orleans, it's so centrally located. Like, you have to be around, like, that St. Claude area. You have to be around, like, the quarter. Like, it's built around certain events. Like, there's a lot of places in the city that you can go to that are super quiet and super residential where, like,
Right.
there's no bars, there's no drinking, there's,
Right.
like, there's none of that stuff. Where in New York, it's like you get off the subway, bar. You come out of your job, bar.
But it's a
Like,
completely different city, though. I mean,
Yeah.
New York is concentrated and so densely populated, and there's millions of people living in a small space.
Especially Manhattan.
Yeah, we have very few people living in a bigger space compared to that, unless you're in the French Quarter.
And the drinking here is built around fun, where the drinking in New York
Yeah.
is
Oh,
built
yeah.
around like a pressure release. So like
or suppression
or
of emotions.
suppression of emotions.
Yeah.
It's like, well, the thing is, you have to appear cool in New York. Like, everybody knows everybody is getting pounded from 10 different directions. $2,000 to live in a tiny studio apartment. You're getting, jacked at work because your boss is an asshole and trying to, like, get everything they can out of you. And, like, and then you get out at work and everyone's like, how you doing at work? You're like, oh, I'm killing it. Like, everything's cool. like, you know what I mean? Like, we're here, it's like, oh, we can drink because, like, it's not a big deal. And we're having fun. And like you said, for better or for worse. But yeah, it's funny. I'm definitely healthier here than I was in New York. So
Also think
Right on, man.
New Orleans
Yeah.
is all about balance, right? That it's not
Truly.
the like work hard, play hard. It's like everything is kind of intermixed and mingled, and that you should be able to like find fulfillment in all aspects. And like one of those aspects should be socializing with your
Yeah.
community and like
Yeah.
sitting on your front porch and having a beer and like being part of your neighborhood and walking to be able to like walk to somewhere and feel like, oh, I'm drinking at like a local bar and these are people that I see walking their dogs and hanging out. That it's not just blowing off steam, but that it's
Right.
here to like be with people
Exactly.
and like be in community.
In general, I think there's love here. There's a lot of love between the fellow person.
I think people want to be happy here.
Right.
And this is why people come here. It's a place that, like, people can kind of just, like, it's not all about cutting loose. It's like this place affords, like, so many amazing opportunities. One of, like, the few places where you can truly come and, like, do whatever you want. But it's
Right.
also, like, Pinocchio's Island. Like, you can get really sucked in and caught up in,
Yeah.
like, all the fun and everything. And then before you know it, you're like, what did I come down here to do?
But also you have enough time and space to focus on your
Yeah.
own thing if you choose.
If you choose.
You just
if
have to be a
choose.
little disciplined. A little bit of discipline here goes a very long way, in my opinion.
Yep,
Compared to
absolutely.
other places, because like in New York or LA, people are a little bit more disciplined about like their work scheduling or their ambitions or the planning of things. But here, you don't necessarily need that level of ambition to do well, or that level of discipline. Sorry,
Right.
Ambition is
Well, I
relevant.
guess I just feel like
think-
it's not either or. Like it's
do you
not
think?
Yeah.
it's not this like you can have one or the other. Like
Right.
New Orleans has been this city where you can have everything if you do it all together all at the same time, and people are really in support of that. At least from what I found. And then it's also really interesting talking to people how they ended up down here. I mean, even just around this table, none of us are from New Orleans.
No one at
You
this
have an
table
accent,
is
so
from
I didn't
here.
ask you, but I'm assuming you're not from.
I'm from Boutique.
That's
I'm
the
Yeah.
I
accent.
moved here from the West.
Yeah. Can't you tell he looks Cajun?
Yeah, I'm from New Zealand originally.
He looks, I was going to say, boutique.
Yeah, but when you said boutique, I thought another island in the Oceania.
Did you come here for a job, Ilona?
I
For this
came down
job?
for college originally. So Tulane actually brought me to New Orleans twice. So once was for undergrad, and then once was for running their club sports program. So kind of in between what you see on TV and just playing on campus is this whole network of folks that compete against other universities. Teams win national championships.
So you're very
and kind of travel all over the
competitive.
country. Yeah, I like to win.
Wow.
You do.
Are you the oldest in your family?
I am not.
What are you then?
I'm a middle child.
You have to distinguish
know.
yourself.
I know.
Sorry, we're getting into
Okay.
child psychology, but it's
I
always
know we talk
important.
about what TV shows
Fighting
I watch.
for everything.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't watch Game
Whether
of
I wear
Thrones, but
lingerie or not. That's like how it started.
we're getting to get a picture of you, and you and Ray have something very interesting in common. I guess you're both competitive.
It's
For a
Jersey,
start,
man.
you must be.
Yeah.
Jersey, and you
Jersey's
both
like
have.
that. It's like super densely populated, and
Yeah,
like
the most densely populated state.
where
Is
we
it?
went to high school,
Maybe,
it was like
close
if
to it.
you wanted a spot on the team, you literally had more kids going for the same spot on the team than anywhere else in the country.
Jeez.
Like it
That's
was
interesting.
super cutthroat.
Okay, but that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that you both have a nose ring.
You're so superficial.
How
true.
about that?
I thought it was that we both had
That's
an
funny.
I
impeccable
just
sense of
noticed that.
fashion. That's what I thought
there
it
we
was.
go. I
Is that a
know.
fashion thing, or
I don't know. It's just
what?
a
What
thing.
made
I
you
can't
get
even
yours?
see it. Oh, there it is.
There it
That's
is.
great.
Yeah, it's because it's on the other side.
I've got them both on my side.
You have
Yeah,
a
Josh.
thicker gauge. You have a thicker gauge ring, though. I think. No.
Yeah, mine is kind of thin.
Little
I buy
thin.
the cheap ones because I have to take them in and out
You
so
got,
many
yeah,
times
right. You
for
take them out
training.
every
Yeah,
day.
that sounds
Yeah,
That's a
every
whole
day.
level of self-care.
I used to
I
have
don't
like
do
my
that.
ears pierced. I used to have my tongue pierced. I used to have my nose.
You had your tongue pierced?
I had like all these piercings, and then after a while, I was just like, I'm not taking these things out.
So when you
and,
started
like,
fighting, you got
well,
less
I
piercing.
started getting this
Sick.
really deep fear of biting my tongue
And,
ring
like,
and
swallowing
like
it.
cracking my teeth.
Oh, I've cracked
And,
my teeth.
Yeah,
It's
and, like
terrible.
On your tongue
I've been more concerned about biting my tongue off.
I have chipped one tooth in my entire life, and it was like doing something stupid when I was a kid. I haven't lost any teeth fighting. I haven't lost
You
any
should
teeth
knock on
wrestling.
something.
I have
I
story-
feel like
I have a
that's like,
story.
you know,
Nah,
knock on
teeth
wood or
story.
something.
I have to be. So I've learned to let go of my superstition.
Yeah.
Like being
Alright.
a fighter, because you get super like in your head about I have to do this the same way and I have to do this the same way, and I'm like, I'm starting to become crippled by all these like
Yeah.
superstitions that I have. I'm like, you know what? They don't matter. None of
So
them
it's
Maybe
not a
more
play
aware.
on
That's
words.
good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let go
I have a
of it.
terrible teeth story to tell you if you're
fantastic.
If you fear that.
I know, I do. I love
so
that stuff.
In my undergrad at Florida State, I was coming from practicing at home. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't high. None of these things, even though my family thought otherwise, perhaps. But I was biking down a hill, and I had a hat on. And naturally, when you go down a hill, there's a lot of wind, of course, physics. And the hat began to blow, and I took my left hand and braked with the right, which is the front brake. So I Supermaned the bike, and I landed on my chin. I didn't break my jaw, but I sheared the teeth on the bottom part of my jaw. And now I have all these onlays and crowns. It's kind of interesting.
So they all cracked and shattered, all your teeth?
A lot of them, yeah. I spat out a bunch of teeth when
Oh,
I.
my
A
God.
couple of them were split in half in the socket, and then they had to remove them and have implants. Yeah.
That's basically how they
why I-
do wisdom teeth
yeah.
surgery. They crack your tooth in half and then they
Oh
take
yeah,
the
to
tooth
take it
out.
out.
Of the
Yeah,
socket.
that happened
Oh, wow.
naturally, and that's why I have this bionic smile now. You know.
From because it's all fake.
Well, I also have TMJ too. That I have to address. You know, like
What did you say? You're the
clenching at night.
smile. What was it?
Bionic smile.
Bionic
No,
smile.
at the
Yeah, that's what you're famous for on
I
on
guess
social
I need-
media
I
is
need
this
to take out
giant
insurance
smile.
plan.
So
I
can
need
you
to
just
take
like
plan on that.
tear into a steak, or do you have to be super careful when you're eating stuff like
No,
that?
steak's fine. No, it's really like hard candy and like chips sometimes.
I love
I
hard
definitely there's times where I like have to check with my tongue, like, is this still here? Okay, perfect.
Oh, my
Because you
God.
hear cracks and those things. But yeah, I also have like TMJ at night, so I need to figure out.
TMJ
I need
is
to-
what, some sort of
yeah,
jaw?
You can hear like clicks and all kinds of like creakiness in
Oh,
your
my
jaw.
God.
Yeah.
You're only young as
broke
I
well.
my-
smile a lot. Yeah.
I broke my jaw when I was in high school, and I have like I can kind of
think
like
it affects that.
crack
Yeah.
my jaw.
clear?
Yeah,
I just did it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
palm
God.
it.
Do it
I
in the
can't. I
microphone.
don't know if I can do it again. I think we got it the first time though. Yeah, exactly.
I'll see,
Okay,
I'll see
so
if I can do
mouth
mine.
mouth guards, and things I need to get. Yeah. Get into it, BB.
Oh, you can do it too. Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
there you
Do you
go.
wear a mouth guard on this thing? Or?
As
Never.
all my students and everybody who fights should always wear mouth guards at all times
Hell yeah.
for everything.
Okay.
And wear helmets. I wasn't wearing a helmet
Yes,
during
to
that
wear
accident.
all the
Helmet
wear
when
all
you're
the
biking.
protection.
Biking,
No, I
yeah.
don't
But when
wear a
you're-
mouth
When
guard.
you're-
When you're fighting, you don't,
No,
you
I
don't wear
don't
anything,
wear a
right?
mouth
You're not allowed to
No,
wear
you
it.
have to wear a mouth guard and you have to wear a cup when you fight MMA.
You do.
Yeah, but because
So
my
you can't
nose,
get kicked in the
because my
balls.
nose doesn't work,
Right.
I hate wearing a mouth guard
Because you
I
can't
have to breathe.
breathe.
Because I can't
Yeah,
breathe.
right.
You can't breathe through your nose. Ooh, a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I'll try.
If they can listen, they fix your nose for Christ's sake.
Because it's just gonna get broken again.
Why?
Because
Do you
I'm-
get your nose broken all the time?
You're getting your face bashed.
get-
I was gonna say,
you
you're,
get
like, signing up to get your face hit.
so much.
You get hit
You
so
get hit
much.
so like your nose just takes so much trauma. So like I'm getting
Why the fuck do you want to do this?
Is it an adrenaline rush? Are you addicted?
anything that like gets like my heart pumping. Like I have like that
junkie.
super I have that like super like adrenaline like what I used to think was an addictive personality, and I was like, oh man, maybe that's why like I
It's
like to
more
party so
refined,
much.
yeah.
But no, it's like anything that like I guess I can throw myself into that like I guess you look at as like difficult or hard.
Okay.
Like,
Challenges.
Yeah, I'm like I want to.
Competitive.
Yeah, it's like competitive with
Exactly.
yourself.
That's the theme
more
of
than
this.
But this is the
anything.
most
for sure.
base form of competition you can possibly
Yeah.
get is just fighting people.
It's fighting people.
Trying to
man.
sort of
Like,
survive, basically.
There's nothing like it. It's crazy, man. It's like the weirdest thing. But the thing is, it makes you so peaceful in every other aspect of your life.
Really?
Yeah.
You get it all
It's like,
out.
I get it all out.
Right.
And it's like, if
Wow.
anybody ever came up to me on the street and like wanted to fight me or like start something with me, I would walk away from it. Like, there's like,
Amazing. Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no.
Well, it's like your
Well,
day
that's not
job.
what's,
I don't
like,
want to waste time, you know.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
want to like.
you don't want to play
also,
music
like,
for fun,
I don't
or
wanna
you don't want to
invite-
organize games for
yeah.
fun. I'm
Come
not
over
doing
and play with
podcasts
me.
for
It's
fun.
like, no,
I don't
wanna-
want to hurt this
hang out.
person. I have no like nothing.
That's
to
my job.
Prove like
Yeah, it's your day job is hurting people.
Yeah, it's like, but the beautiful thing is it's not even like my day job. Like, you don't even consider music your job. It's just what you do.
It's part of the
Yeah.
continuum I'm existing in.
It's just part of my day. Exactly.
Would you compare playing music to trying to kill people in an MMA ring?
I compare music to martial arts.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, because
That's
there's
what
a lot of fighters that aren't martial
There's
artists.
also a lot of discipline in martial arts. I studied jazz, and I've heard a number of people say like jazz is almost like kung fu or taekwondo or one of these. I did aikido when I was younger too, and a lot of it's about form and technique, and not even necessarily about real world application, but just like the lessons that you learn
Learning
and the
the rules of
philosophy.
it.
Exactly, the
Yeah.
structure of it.
But then like jazz,
And it applies to everything else.
But then like jazz, where it's like, all right, now you know all the rules.
So you
now
can
just
improvise
let
and
go
make it
and
go,
improvise,
yeah.
and
Right,
then you learn your
of
own
course.
style, and then
Exactly.
you learn your own to like let go. So like it's like, all right, you have to throw the punch this way, you have to throw the
Right.
kick this
Process
way.
of letting go.
But when you throw your 10,000 kicks, it's like, all right, now you can throw the kick however you want.
Is that a form of kick? The 10,000 kicks?
no, like the
Or-
10,
That's like the Malcolm Gladwell 10,000.
like
Yeah.
Hours.
After 10,000, you're a
Yeah.
kung fu master.
The
Yeah.
whole
Right.
Bruce Lee saying, it's like, I don't fear the man who's thrown one kick 10,000 times.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
I
cool.
mean, Bruce Lee's that
Yeah.
guy though. Those videos are amazing.
It's
The
amazing.
like 3-inch punch.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The, like,
It's
the
real.
flag push-up that he would do, where he would like go up and like be on 2
Yeah.
fingers.
Josh, you want
It
to play
is.
something talking of jazz? And what about
I
playing
could play,
a little something?
This is a Duke Ellington song called "In a Sentimental Mood." Sentimental mood. Excuse me. Too many cocktails.
Yeah. In a sentimental mood. That's nice. Now that's relaxing.
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
Trying my best. Living my best life.
Living the best life. And that's a saying I could do without.
It's so cliche. but
I'm so sick of hearing people say that, aren't you? Really?
I mean, sometimes people gravitate to certain sayings because maybe they don't read enough books.
it's easier
And you
just to
can- you
read the
can
bumper sticker or the T-shirt.
Stylized language. English is old and, you know.
Where did this "Living My Best Life" come from? Do you know anything
Living my
about that?
best life.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I
probably
think
like
it's a song.
hip hop music. It's like
Is that where it came
YOLO is from Drake.
I just got a
Oh, yeah?
soap.
Yeah.
You got a whiff of the soap.
Oh,
Finally,
It's been sitting
yay.
here long
Things are
enough.
Holy
picking up.
shit!
Yeah, there we
The
go.
deaf smell guy can smell the soap.
You know,
Deaf smell.
I
I don't
think
know
that-
if that's a
It's
thing.
not deaf, it's like time travel smell. I smell
Holy
everything like
Super delayed.
super delayed.
Like
Wow.
your nose has to warm up to it.
I guess so.
It's like just
I
a
was thinking-
delayed
You're-
process.
You know what your wrestling name should be? The Schnoz. I love it. I have a
Smell
schnoz too.
trouble.
Are you perhaps New Jersey Italian?
No, I'm Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, Latin, Italian.
yeah.
we all
Everyone-
have
there's
that, like,
everyone in New
Jewish,
Jersey,
any
though. Yeah,
anyone swarthy always got the
Yeah.
nose. It's just, again just for decoration.
Well, it's a great schnoz.
I appreciate that.
is your family from Puerto Rico? Or are they still there? Are there still
I have
people
family
there?
in Puerto Rico.
So what's going on over
Nice.
there? Are you in touch with anybody?
No, they're doing okay. We had some people like lose like some homes and
It
stuff
seems
like
like
that,
it's like
but-
no one there really realizes in Washington that that's part of the United States,
it's
and they
kind
don't
of fucked
seem
up
to.
that we're talking about it in this fashion too. Like, are they okay?
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
United
We don't
States.
know.
Like they should
Yes.
be.
It's super
You don't hear
weird.
anything about it.
Yeah.
It's super weird. It's like, well, we got to stop those illegals from Puerto Rico. I'm like, wait. Can we unpack multiple things in that statement? I'm like,
Great education in Kansas.
yeah, man.
It is super
shit.
strange, our relationship with
Very
Puerto Rico.
strange, very strange.
Do you go there much?
I haven't been there in a while. I haven't been there in, God, probably like a good 7 or 8 years.
Are there any other good fighters out of Puerto Rico? Do you know the Puerto Rican killers?
It's great
Miguel Cotto is like a fantastic
He's
boxer.
a big guy.
Felix Trinidad is a fantastic boxer.
Oscar de la Hoya's
De La Hoya's Mexican.
Mexican?
I believe. Yeah, I think
My
he's
bad.
Mexican.
You're thinking of Oscar de la Renta.
Is he? He's.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm
We're
not
just
sure.
naming
Roberto
Oscars.
Clemente.
You're like,
Got
already,
it.
I got the
Roberto
grouch,
Clemente.
right?
There we go.
He's definitely
Mark
not Puerto
Anthony.
Rican.
Yeah, Mark Anthony.
Got it. I can
Jennifer
name more to make up
Lopez.
for my
Hey,
my
listen,
white guilt right now.
coming over here. So tell us, this is what I want to ask you. I've been thinking about this for a while when we've been talking. Really going to find a moment to get this in. What is the deal with pain? What's it like being hurt and feeling pain all the time? Because most of us don't want that. Most of us, like, someone hits you. If I was to hit you in the face right now, Ilona, it would be an unnerving
When
experience.
you wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
what hurts?
Ooh.
My heart, mostly. Just depressed and sad. And
Anything
another
physical?
day.
Anything
Shit, I'm
physical?
still alive.
Anything
That's
like-
very
anything-
interesting.
Physically.
Anything
That's
like-
interesting branding. Greg,
Physically.
Anything physically?
Physically.
Knees, maybe, lower back?
No, I have to say, I don't wake up with any aches and pains at all.
No.
No?
That-
Do
I
you
would-
guys wake up with aches?
God
People
bless
most.
Oh my God!
I mean,
yes.
yeah.
I mean, I play.
Do you?
I
Well,
play
you play sports.
every
I do
night of the
nothing.
week. It's just
So
you just
I
get
think
sore.
I think the average person wakes up with a lot of aches and pains.
Do they?
And
Colin,
like
do you?
whether it's like
Joshua, do you wake up with aches?
I played 10 gigs in a row during Jazz Fest.
Yeah, that takes some pains.
So, like, I got a massage today. Actually, I have crazy knots. I go to the chiropractor. Yeah, I wake up
Right.
with aches and pains.
you know, so
Okay, so what are you gonna get at?
The
Okay.
way I look at it is, I can be hurting because I'm pushing my body as
Right.
hard as it can go, and like basically like riding this motherfucker until the wheels fall off.
Right.
Or like when I was working in New York, my back hurt all the time. Like
Right.
my like neck hurt from looking at the computer. My wrists were
Yeah,
killing
but I'm
me.
not
and
talking
I was
about
like,
that. But I have that too. I have like your stress and tension in your head, and then your leg hurts from exercise.
Why not have it because I'm fighting
No, but I'm
people?
talking about the pain of getting smacked in the face or thrown to the ground. The actual physical, momentary pain.
Well, we
Fuck, I know
were
I'm
talking
alive.
about
This is
moving to New
Colin, I'll
Orleans
check.
and getting into shape. You know, I hadn't run in like 20 years because I was like, man, my ankles are too bad. My feet are
in your
flat.
head.
And but moving from the Bay Area, being unemployed, having a second kid on the way, I was like, I gotta do something. I started off just doing the treadmill at the Y and ran the Crescent City Classic,
Nice.
my first competitive race, and now I'm putting in between 10 and 20 miles a week, and the
Pretty good.
endorphins more than make up for the
Look at that
soreness.
smile.
Okay.
don't you
See,
get
look
high
how-
off that pain?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You get high off that
Okay.
pain. Like
All
It's
right.
in a zone.
you know, it's afterwards when like you're done and you can hardly breathe and you're sweating and everything is like literally screaming. You're like, "Fuck, I'm alive! Like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
alive as
Wow.
hell! Like
Uh-huh.
I'm alive as hell!" And like then you like take that to like the next level where you're like, "All right, I'm about to like fight in front of like a whole room of people." Like that's like a whole
That's a
other
rush.
level. Like, I can't sleep for like 2 days after I have a fight because the adrenaline is just
Yeah.
like.
For real,
Every
2
time
days.
you
Like,
get
I
hit-
imagine it's the same way like playing like a huge gig and you look out and like when you
Sometimes,
get
yeah.
done you give so much of yourself to like what you do that
Sure,
it's like
there's an adrenaline rush, but definitely getting the shit beaten out of you is a little bit different.
well
maybe I'll stay up through the night that I played the gig, but definitely I think you're in like fight or flight. You're in this like primal state,
Totally,
which
well-
taps into a whole nother level of your adrenal response and all these things.
Well, also, like, I've been super fortunate. I've had now 5 MMA fights, and I've been hit, like, maybe 9 times.
That's it.
So,
and that's
like,
part of it too, right? Is trying to
haymakers,
not
you're
have
like-
that pain by being smart enough to
by
avoid
being
contact.
smart enough to but even in the fights where, like, I went in and dominated and didn't get hit at all and took no damage, like, the adrenaline dump is there because you put so much into the training camp, and then you have to cut all this weight, and then you make weight, and then you're like, holy shit, all my family is going to be there, my students are going to be there,
The
like the
social
people
pressures.
like
Gotta
there's
really
like
perform.
that, so I have to
Yeah.
perform, and then like you do perform, and then it's like it's just over, like it's just done, the whole build up, the whole thing, it's just like, all right, that night's over, like all that whole event is over, that part of your life is like done now, and then you're just sitting there and you're like and you're just jacked up for like days because you're like, you had this whole like, what if I get hit? What if something bad happens? What if the bad position that I've been trying to avoid? Like, I worked so hard to not like fall into this guy's trap of getting head kicked because that's what he's really good at, and it didn't happen.
You have like scouting reports and stuff.
yeah,
on your
you watch
opponents.
video and you
So,
find out what this
so
guy's
you're
good
assuming
at.
this is a feeling that you're going to get after you win. And it's all over. Do you ever lose?
I got really good at losing in high school in wrestling, like, and like that was like a whole different kind of like. That's like a.
How do you deal with that? What do you tell yourself?
You have to not care. Like you have, you know what? You have to understand that nobody really cares. Like all my students were there. Like, you know, my dad is there, my wife is there to watch me fight. If I would have went out there and got knocked out in 10 seconds, like my students wouldn't have been like, "Oh, I hate you," or
still
like my
love you,
dad
yeah.
wouldn't have been like,
Well, it's
"I
all
don't
about that
love you.
short-term
You're
memory
not my
too.
son
That
Love
you
is
just turn
anymore."
around
dynamic,
and come
yeah.
right back
you know,
out.
like yeah.
No,
you have to-
I mean seriously,
gotta
from an
get rid of
athlete's
your ego.
perspective, right? Like
Gotta get rid of
thinking
your
about
ego.
you know
Yeah.
all that stuff. You have to keep taking shots, like just so you know,
Yeah.
you know whatever. Steph Curry and Kevin Durant both just missed game-tying shots, you know,
Right.
in the playoffs. And would you bet on them still, you know, in the next game
100%.
to take that next shot?
Right.
100%. Like I would definitely
Any
want
human
them
that
in
has
the
to
lineup.
any
You know,
human that has to perform has to go through some sort of positive reinforcement on their own.
You gotta
part, in
eat
my,
shit.
in my opinion, and eat
Like
shit.
you gotta eat shit, man. You gotta have somebody tell you that you're wrong or you're not doing this the right way,
yeah,
or
it's
like
all about resiliency.
yeah,
being
you went
able
out
to
and
bounce
played
back.
like
Persistence.
shit today.
Yeah.
That I didn't like the song, or like you fought like shit tonight,
Mm-hmm.
like, or sometimes like you just have an off
Doesn't
night,
matter.
like you
Yeah.
just have
Yeah,
a
just
bad
stuff isn't
night,
going
and
your
like
way, and-
that short-term memory is like, you know
Yeah.
what, whatever, like, because we all like. All 3 of us have to do this again the next day.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't be like, you can't build up like, I can't look at the fight that's coming up and be like, this is the biggest night of my life.
just
It's
another
like
one.
it's just work.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
work.
and that's
yeah.
you know the community building aspect, right? So like thinking about what I do, that you know every night there's going to be a winner and a loser. I mean, sometimes it ends in a tie, but like it's pretty rare, right? And you have to be able to go, you know, to the bar, whether that's like with your teammates or even with the opposing team, and like still shake hands and move on, and know that you know get them next week. That kind of mentality of. This isn't for you. It might be life or death more directly,
Right.
but like at the end of
I
the
can
day, you know,
relate
like
as well.
it's
Not-
just more
Yeah,
about
it's a
having
gig.
fun
So-
and like engaging in that capacity
With the
and like
videos.
learning something every time and being able to come back and do it again and again.
New Orleans
Yeah.
is a small place. We see people
Yeah.
that we fight at in tournaments and that we have cage fights with in Whole Foods with each other. We see
Right.
each other at the same
Yeah.
Each
bars,
other
like,
Whole
Yeah.
Foods.
and you know,
can't like carry that animosity towards
you
yourself or
can't.
towards the other
It's-
person, you know?
Even towards the other is too much to carry. Like it's just
Yeah.
too.
Joshua, you can have the last word, then we have to get out of here.
Oh no, I was just saying the idea of persistence is super important. Whether you win or lose, there's always room for being critical towards yourself in a healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what process or what field you're in, it applies.
Yeah.
And always approach things from a positive headspace.
100%.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's a great way to end. Before we get out of here, let me thank these people. Nola pens, the only pens made from a fallen Audubon Park live oak. Here it is in my hand.
Such heavy.
One of a kind, expertly crafted, limited edition writing instruments that you can get at nolapens.com. And thanks to Basics on Magazine Street, Basics underneath sells fine lingerie and basic swimming gym and has a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout, and yoga clothes with style. Namaste Couture makes one of a kind natural gemstone jewelry, soulful inspired clothes, and heart-fueled intentions designed by April Love. You can save 20% on all jewelry at namastecouture.com by entering the words happy hour in the coupon code, and check out these soaps that we have here that even Ray Lopez can smell. And thank you to the Positive Vibrations Foundation, who create and encourage community through the development and preservation of the arts, music, culture, and heritage, and are instrumental in putting on Bayou Boogaloo, by the way, which is in a couple of weeks. Are you playing at Bayou Boogaloo,
No.
Josh? You're not?
I should get a gig there,
I
though.
can hook you up now.
Give me a freaking gig, bro.
Get Monique Pyle the T-shirt.
I should have brought my shirt.
You should
man.
have send
Shirts
Monique
are
a
2019,
T-shirt.
man. Everyone's got a shirt.
And if you'd
Ah,
like
yeah.
to go to
Shirts and
Patreon,
hashtags, right?
go to patreon.com and search for It's
shirts.
New Orleans Happy Hour, and you too can become a member of our Happy Hour family. And for as little as $1 a month, you can get access to all kinds of free stuff, including our 3D chess game, which we still haven't given away, which C-Rock is in the process of giving away next week. So
Hopefully.
for $1, you
It's
could
like
get
a
a hold
carrot.
of this awesome
It's like a carrot in front
3D
of a
chess
horse.
game. Check it out. Thank you so much to Ilana Obuchowski, who's been here from Nola Fray. Where can we find Nola Fray? Just nolafray.com?
Yeah, nolafray.com, and then on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Nola Fray. It's Summer League registration currently, so if you're looking to play the fray with us this summer, go ahead and get signed up.
Okay, and Joshua Starkman, have a great day.
Find me at Joshua Starkman on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll be on YouTube soon, I think. But yeah, all these things.
Okay. It's so great to have met you. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
being here.
nice
It's
meeting you,
worked
Grant.
out great.
Nice meeting
And
all of
Ray Lopez from Nola MMA.
Nola MMA on 1016 North Broad Street. You can find us on Facebook at New Orleans Mixed Martial Arts, and you can find us on Instagram at NOLA_MMA.
And anybody can go down there and sign up and learn how to kill
Anybody
people.
can come down for $100 a month, unlimited classes.
Are you serious? $100 a month, unlimited classes,
Yeah, we
learn
want
to
it
kill.
to be affordable. We
Yeah.
want it to be
Yeah.
affordable.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. That's Happy Hour for another week. The producer of our show is Graham DePonte. Our associate producer is April Stolf. Our music producers are Monique Pyle and Christian Unruh. Thomas Walsh is our technical director. And today's show is engineered by Colin Peden. Our Facebook Live feed director who put this whole thing on Facebook Live is Asher Griffith. Our fact checker and social media connector is Andrew C-Rock. Our theme music was traditionally written by Mitch Foreman, but today it was written by Josh Starkman. And this is not a copyrighted song, I hope, is it? So we're good to go. Okay. If you'd like to be on our show and you can stay upright for about 60 minutes while drinking alcohol, specifically Frosé from Wayfair, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com. We can also check out many other happy hours that we've recorded previously, as well as some other shows we make around here, including Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti, live from Commander's Palace, Louisiana Eats with Poppy Talker, and our award-winning show about death, which is called Death the Podcast. You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts as well at itsacadiana.com and itsbatonrouge.la. You can keep up with us on a bunch of time-sucking social media, actually. For example, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. On all of it, we're called It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our It's New Orleans Facebook page and on Instagram. These photos were taken today by Jill LaFleur. You can find more of Jill's photos at lafleurphoto.com. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, which you probably are, thank you for subscribing to us. Take a moment, if you have one, to rate and review us. That helps other people find us. If you're listening to us on Spotify, you can follow us and get Happy Hour delivered to you each week. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfair on Ferret Street in Uptown New Orleans. Happy Hour is a production of I Know Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. Andrew Hahn is not here today. You might have noticed that. He's on the road somewhere around America. You can find out where by going to andrewduhan.com. For Andrew, everyone else around the table here at Wayfair and back at our office at I Know Broadcasting, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Grant Morris. We'll see you back here next week for more Happy Hour.